Hi, and welcome to Right Side Pride with me, the Empress, Angela Tapia, and then him.
Hey everybody, welcome to middle of May. It's the 16th. I think today's George Strait's birthday.
Is it really?
I think so. Tomorrow is the mouse birthday. My mother, the one who hatched me. Um, but without further ado, again, welcome to Right Side Pride podcast. We are going to be discussing another video today. We've gotten a lot of feedback on the ones that we've put up, and it seems like it's been a hit. So I haven't seen this video today. Angela took the liberty of picking out a video for us to chat about today. So she's going to be, as they say in the, the DJ world, where you're on the ones and twos, like in the club and stuff, you're on the ones and twos or something like that.
Yeah,
Isn't
sure.
that what those hip kids were saying
Sure.
back in the day?
Sure, whatever.
So she's driving this machine today. It's going to be like
luck.
It's going to be like Mr. Magoo driving. So we may end up who knows where. But without further ado, let's kick it off.
Hang on. I think I've run into an issue here.
Yeah, you woke up this morning. That was the issue.
Yeah. Hide preview. Okay. Well, let's see how this goes. We're just going to go with play.
If you click live, it'll put it over to the...
Yeah, I don't have that option over here.
Oh, I can run it then if you want.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Just, at places, let me
I just left the House floor and speaking out against the starvation
before
of the
we start.
Sorry. Go ahead.
It's one of our favorite congresspersons from Somalia or wherever the hell she is, or one of the squad, speaking out about how the people in Palestine, wherever that is, are victims. And she still refuses to acknowledge that Hamas started all this crap. But just stop it at where you want to comment. And I just can't stand this person, her views.
Right. Here we go.
I just left the House floor and speaking out against the starvation of the Palestinian people in Gaza. We all know the use of starvation as a weapon of war is a war crime. However, many of my colleagues are silent. They don't care. Why? Because they make an exception for Palestinian human rights. They're okay.
So they make an exception for Palestinian human rights. Did she ever speak out against Palestine and their aggressiveness ever?
No, she's never condemned Hamas for its attack October 7th or any other.
Does she... does she recognize Hamas as a terrorist group?
No, they're freedom fighters. For as far as she's concerned, they're fighting a war of aggression against the Palestinian people. Which, hey, I hate seeing people killed or hearing about it, but you got to place the blame where it started. That Hamas started this most recent war, October 7th of, was it 23?
Yeah.
And
and of course the administration that was in charge at the time did nothing to do anything about it. That being said, that war and those wars in the Middle East have been going on for centuries and thousands of years, and at some point it's one of those things where let's just back out and y'all go at it. I mean, they don't want peace. If it takes two sides to have peace,
and Hamas is in their charter, I guess, whatever they call it. It calls for the destruction and killing of Israelis, Jews, and that's what their goal is.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a peaceful group. That's not a group that will ever seek peace or that you
Maybe
can make peace with.
what if, and just throwing stuff against a wall and seeing if it sticks, but what if we sent a group of LGBTQ people to have a conversation with Hamas? I bet they would understand and they would see the light.
I bet they would. They'd get the Queers for Palestine and trans rights are Palestinian rights or something like that, whatever they chant, and have them negotiate the peace.
Oh, let's listen to the rest of this. What is it you call it whenever something under the nose, or that blowhole under the nose, or something?
Her cake hole.
Here
That's
we go.
the nice way to put it.
They're okay for war crimes to be committed on Palestinian people. There are trucks lined up with food and medical aid that just need to come in, and the Israeli government is blocking it. And the silence here, it's overwhelming to see folks turn away and pretend it's not happening. We've enabled this.
So she is essentially doing the same thing that she is saying the Israelis are doing, because she is turning away the idea that Hamas was guilty of originally, October 7th, that happened, and she's blaming the Israelis on this. And now the Israelis are, not only did Israel get attacked, on October 7th, it was obviously their fault they got attacked. So, damn them for forcing Hamas to attack them,
Having that damn music festival really started things off.
And, they should be punished for, having a fun and free society, so that's number one. That's they're at fault for that. So shame on Israel for a free and fair society. Shame on Israel, number two, for provoking Palestine and Hamas to attack by Israel having a fun and free and fair society, and
Israel existing.
Yeah, and them existing. Shame on them for their mere existence. Where was that? Number one, number two, and
you're on D.
And C is shame on this person for continuing the divisiveness of, instead of trying to say, hey, let's come together and talk about a resolution, talk about some sort of way to end this. It's Israel's blocking this, Israel's doing that, Israel's doing that. Israel was attacked. I'm sorry, but if you're attacked, you have every right to do whatever you got to do to defend yourself. I mean, I feel sorry for the innocent people involved on both sides. I feel sorry for them. I guarantee everybody in Palestine is not, not in favor of this. They're a lot of them, I'm sure, do want peace and do want to have that free life, but they can't because of the government that's in control there. Most of their government there is pro-Hamas. Isn't that right?
Yeah, and it's people like this that keep stoking those fires of anti-Semitism and playing the victim. Hey, it's just that typical leftist bullshit of, I'm going to attack you, or I'm going to punch you, or I'm going to slap the hat off your head, and then when you retaliate, they're the victim. And I can't stand that. It's, what? When I was a police officer and these gangbangers would be out, doing whatever their stupid heads told them to do, and I would ask them, who are you claiming? Who are you banging with? What gang are you with? Whatever, however you want to say it. And I would tell them, be proud of who you are. You did it. You claim it. And it just makes sense. It just drives me crazy. You're when they play this victim, when they're the ones that started this, and they're getting their ass kicked, and now they're saying that they're the victim. Bummer. Like you said, sorry, all those innocent people are dying at the hands
Absolutely.
of Israel and at the hands of Hamas. But Hamas started this, and they won't quit until they're gone.
Yep. The thing is, you got to cut the head off the snake. The only thing is that snake has multiple heads.
Yeah.
So let's listen to the rest of this bloviating wail, and there's about 15 seconds left here.
Our lack of accountability and speaking out from the beginning against war crimes is what has led us now to this horrific moment.
So now it's our fault.
Yeah.
So because we didn't speak out against it, should we have spoke out against it before or after October 7th happened? It was spoken out against after October 7th, and here she is saying we didn't do anything, we didn't. So whose fault is it? Is it Israel's? Is it ours? It's obviously not Hamas's fault because
they're the victims. It again, it goes back to this leftist ideology of never take responsibility for anything you do. And I mean, from the get-go, like Hamas, their goal is the destruction of the state of Israel and the killing of Jews. How do you fight that? How do you go to a peace table and try to talk peace with someone who wants to kill you? You can't.
Yeah.
They're, I mean, and we've all seen the videos from the Middle East where they're, the little babies are dressed up like suicide bombers and they practice their chants and all the stuff, their anti-Israeli, anti-Western chants. That's what they know. That's all they know. They're indoctrinated. That's all they know. And you can't, and like you said, this has been going on for centuries. It's going to continue.
The only language they understand is getting punched right back.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what a bully understands, is getting hit right back in the mouth. And that's what you have to do. And I'm, again, not in favor of innocent folks, being in the crosshairs or whatnot, but I would be in favor of just Israel take the gloves off and go to town. Just light them up. And
yeah,
yes, just light them up, and absolutely. Couple seconds left here. Let's see what this cow has to say.
Children, seniors, people with disabilities are dying because of lack of food.
Okay, so
well,
people in Palestine are dying because of lack of food. People in Israel are dying because Palestinians bombed them.
Yeah, but
and now
we don't talk about that. She won't talk about that.
And
She'll
now
only talk
the Israelis are blocking food supplies, etc., from getting.
The reason they were blocking those is because it wasn't safe to go in.
Yeah, I mean, but my point is, she's talking about these people were starving in XYZ, and now aid is trying to get into them. However, because it's not safe, like, why would you send civilians in there or other, folks in there to give aid, to give medical care, to give any treatment, food, supplies, whatever, when it's not safe for them? These people live in a reality that isn't real, and it's ridiculous. It's absolutely 1,000% insane, the reality that these people live in, because it's not there.
No, it's not. And I mean, it's not just with her. It's a majority of extremists, specifically the people with the liberal mindset, extremists. The ones that, what was the one? A guy who wanted to transition to be a girl so he could get a uterus transplant, get pregnant, and then abort the baby. How do you work with people like that? How there's that? What reality is that?
5 words for that one. His mom should have swallowed.
Should have been a brown stain on the mattress.
But that was a quick video there, about 50 some odd seconds worth of the bloviating cow from. Is she? Where's she?
I think it's Michigan.
I think so. Yeah.
I can't tell it. You know what? It's northern Somalia.
And yeah, because the other Tlaib, not Tlaib, Omar Elon is from Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of they're all up in that same little area.
Let me see.
But yeah, it's I don't know. There's really no words to explain how you can, and I get it. It's her ideology, you know, kind of I guess what she grew up with. So it's a learned behavior. You know, we weren't taught that obviously growing up, so it's not ingrained in our minds, and that's the scary part is you have people like this who are in control in our government that have this attitude and this mentality, and that's the scary part.
And the fact that no one has the guts to stand up to these people and say, you're wrong. You are advocating for a terrorist organization. You need to STFU and fall in line.
Yeah, I don't get it.
That's just not the way we do things in this country. You don't advocate for terrorism.
And their argument will be, well, we have a freedom. You know, we have the freedom to X, Y,
absolutely, Z. Absolutely.
But I think, and I don't understand how or why these folks keep getting elected. Not just her, not just those on the left, but the lunatics on the right as well. Like, how do these people keep getting elected by the people in their districts? It doesn't make sense to me what the thought process is. Is it because nobody else wants to run? Is it because nobody else wants to step up and be ridiculed? And I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
And part of it, like especially in the Michigan and Minnesota area, when Obama brought in all the Somalians, the sommeliers, they pour wine, I guess. They all moved up there. So, you know, that's where their base is now in the United States. And because of the Tim Walls's Tampon Timmy's running the show up in that area, it's okay. You know, there's no checks and balances there. There's, do whatever you want. You know what? Just do whatever you want. It's fine.
Yep. Just make sure we can all open the windows and smell the city burning.
Yeah. Yeah. Why is it they all have those eyes, you know?
Maybe it's the air pressure in their head pushing their eyes out. I mean, it's not rain, but anyway, that was a good video. Nice short video that we turned into 20 minutes here.
As we bloviate.
Yeah, we'll come up with another. There's been a lot of stuff going on in different hearings and stuff this week. We'll try to come up with something. I'd like to do, if you're free on Sunday, maybe do another evening chat.
Yeah.
If you're free, I'll find something this weekend.
American Idol is on Sunday evening, though. Just FYI.
Well, we can do it before then. I'll be back early. We can talk about it offline. Okay. But I again appreciate. Oh, good news. It's a minor milestone, but I got an email that we reached blah blah. I'll get it out. We reached 400 views total. So it's like I said, it's a start. We're definitely not viral yet, but we'll get there. And we appreciate everybody who does watch. I know a few people that do watch every episode that comes out. They are watching. They don't necessarily like what we have to say, but you know what? They're watching. So feel free to leave
comments. I wish they'd come on the show.
Yeah, leave comments. If you're ever interested in coming on, let us know. We'll carve out time, give you a segment, and we're definitely open to free speech coming on and let you speak your mind. But
We'll let you
speak ours
bloviate.
also. Yes, but we'll speak ours also. So that being said, thank you for hopping on. Thank you for finding that video, and we will be on, I guess, Sunday.
Yeah. Say hey to happy birthday to the mouth.
Alrighty,
Give
I
her a
will.
big Donnie Trump hug.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yep. Well, thank you,
Okay.
everybody. Our social media, make sure to like us on here, I guess. Subscribe here. Follow us on X. Follow us on True Social. Will all those be at the end of the video? Possibly.
We can do that, yeah.
Okay.
I'll talk to Roz.
And we're working on an Instagram and getting that going. If our people can ever, get it.
Figure
Roz
it
takes
out.
so many.
They're not
Well,
the brightest.
Roz just takes too many vacations, so we're going to try to
Her
probably
contract. I want her
rein in
contract.
that
Oh,
PTO.
you froze.
So once again,
Hector's looking
thank
like
you
this.
for joining us. Did we lose?
So
I
anyway,
think we
I'll
lost
just keep
Angela.
talking. But we will
Okay,
see
well,
you
it happened again last
all
week.
next week or
In the
next
words of Angela,
time.
be good people,
And
and we will see you in a couple days.
thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. And all the contact info for X and Facebook or wherever we are will be posted. And be good humans.